Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. Vice Chancellor Gurinder Singh Ji and colleagues on the dais and friends in the audience. It's always a pleasure to meet up with young students wherever they may be from. After one educationist has spoken, there's really nothing left for others to say. You have very nicely summarized the feelings of each one of us. So I would really share with you my own journey, and I would share with you things from my own institution, because there can be nothing better than an example to follow. I'm certainly deeply humbled and very, very happy that Amity has chosen to bring women achievers to the forefront. And I would be very happy actually to accept this on behalf of thousands of women, my colleagues, my students and associates that I have been privileged to be working with and to learn from. Miranda House has been a particularly enriching institution on personal front. I was a student, faculty, moved out and lost faith in the formal classroom and then reverted back to walk the talk and perhaps consider the entire campus as my laboratory. Established in 1948 at dawn of independence, we chronicle the history of the country, history of women in independent India. From our inception, we carved a unique niche for ourselves and played a pioneering role in women's education. For those of you who have not had an opportunity to be at University of Delhi, we offer liberal education to more than 3,000 students each year. As a premier institution, we take great pride in the meritorious profile and immense talent pool of our faculty and students. Our alumni list is illustrious. The Chief Minister of Delhi, the Speaker of the Parliament, several politicians, be it Brinda Karat or Jaya Jaitley, filmmaker Meera Nair and actress Nandita Das. Add to that the new gen Minishal Lama and maybe even Malika Sherawat. And well, Anita Desai, Shobna Narayan, Anjali Ila Menon, you name it, and Miranda House has produced them. So what more can I say about inspiring young women? Our history, our alumni list speaks for itself, and I hope sooner than later there will be many, many young faces and bright faces that will jump across from that side, and Amity would also have an equally distinguished alumni list, be it young men or women. So friends, I dedicate my experiences to you so that you feel empowered to sooner than later, as the next generation X has been exceedingly doing, jump across to be awarded and to be lauded. As I said, we have been home to women who have been pioneers. We have pioneered social activism movements. We have pioneered for women rights many, many things, be it Manushi or be it other organizations, be it the Creche movement started by Meena Swaminathan, wife of M.S. Swaminathan. And we have, of course, as I said, experimented with cutting edge of contemporary thought and creative expression in arts, in literature, and in all domains of human enterprise. Our women students have dared to give shape to their aspirations and cherished dreams. It is not mere rhetoric, but history speaks for itself. They have been achievers in their own chosen fields of enterprise, and they have laid milestones, blazed trials, and set challenging standards. They have raised the bar in every domain, and few institutions can contend with these achievements. That said, as was said by the earlier speaker, we believe that each individual, each student is very, very special and has the potential to excel in many different ways. To that end, we impart formal education with a difference, even though we work within the constraints of a large traditional university system. And that is done through very carefully crafted interactions and activities within and outside the classroom. We provide experiences that help the student to discover innate capabilities, set lifelong goals, and proactively work towards their fulfillment. And in all this, a very important role is played by peer groups. I think all of you do learn best with your own friends. And therefore, collaboration is extremely important. For us, individualized instruction, even within the university system, is the touchstone of all that we do, and also events such as this, where role models model what it takes to achieve and to succeed in life, and provide a form of short duration, long duration cognitive apprenticeship. When I look at you, I know that one doesn't have to say that India today has a demographic dividend. The number of young is immense here. We are increasingly young, and there is a discernible change in aspirations. The present generations of students, all of you, will have to work on several challenging problems to ensure a sustainable future for humankind. You will have to develop a greater sensitivity to diverse cultures, to issues of equity, access and diversity, and harmony in conflict. Conflict resolution is going to be one of the biggest challenges of secular India, nay, the whole world actually, if you were to look at what is happening. You will have to move across global issues, act locally, act globally, think locally, think globally. All this is extremely important. And creativity, of course, has no age, and it's the young who are setting the examples. The genius is more often than not young. You just have to look at how the world is today being redefined through its technology, and you know that you are the ones who have the power to shape the world through technology and through mere ideas, and that's just why your brains are being picked by just about every organization, and you're being asked today to find solutions to, be it climate change, a program that's going on today at the British Council, and one of my own students is participating in that, and would have an opportunity then to be nurtured and to be on global platforms, or whether it be the method of communication. So with new networked communities and cultures of the instantaneous invented by those such as you at your kind of age, cryptic thought and art of decision making at the speed of light is one of the most important things that is happening, be it Facebook, be it Twitter. The way we communicate, the way we shape the world has changed completely. So artful communication is going to be the foremost in the manifold of life skills. If that be the case, there is a paradigm shift enabled by technology, then you are full circle back to where you start with or where your parents started from, and that is, it's absolutely necessary to have clarity of thought, of expression, and consistency in action. And you have to be very cryptic and brief about it as well on top of it. So there is nothing more than this kind of a clarity in and consistency that is going to be the demand of each and every generation, and more so that of yours. And in that, given also the enormous resources of digitized information and knowledge and the connectivity again, it is going to be very, very important that in your portfolio of skills and action, you have to have global benchmarks. You also have to have, to build a successful life, a greater repertoire of professional tools and techniques. And this portfolio of achievements at a very young age is going to be the defining benchmark for as you progress ahead in life. And that again takes you full circle back to the home truth that there are no shortcuts to success, and uncompromising substantive engagement with thought, ideas and action, wherever, whatever be the mode and format of sharing, and this is going to remain very, very important. With that said, I would say each of you has a power to dream, and through now communities and the continuum where public and private has, the distinction has just about vanished, you would be challenged to give shape to your dreams and give shape to the dreams of a community. Therefore, it's a community of practice with a shared vocabulary that is going to be the defining paradigm of your generation. You will have a legacy that every generation, of course, inherits, And on that platform, I would say, Mirinda House, for its new generation, is working in a completely new paradigm, the paradigm that is also defined by the technology, by changing communication networks and building a community of practice, and that practice is that that translates into tangible action. I would have, if there was not shortage of time and something like that, when the clock runs differently on different speeches, then I would have said that the case studies and examples of what we have been doing at our institution would perhaps give you an idea of what institutions and young people can do, even within all possible constraints of curriculum, exams, and challenges of building a career early enough. We are building a green future for our students. Our students are engaged very proactively in making doing solid waste management, and we run a paper recycling plant which would very soon be a viable business venture. We do vermicomposting. We are looking at curriculum in a very different way, even though we subscribe to the university curriculum. It's not just about green components, but about green layers in our curriculum that we work on. We run a consumer club for our students, and in that they are very much engaged, because you do know consumerism is an abiding love story, and more is the enticing mantra for your generation. So in that, for global communities, there is a great need now to rethink of what our lifestyles have to be, whether or not we can sustain those lifestyles, and to look critically at what is the meaning of fading borders across nations. Because you will be challenged. You will be challenged, as has been seen by the recent economic recession. Nonlinear theory of dynamics tells us that a flutter of a butterfly's wing in one part of the world is going to create storms in another part of the world. And this has been shown very aptly by the recession, the economic recession. And similarly, coordinated plans for revival of economies. Under that, you really have to rethink of sustainable lifestyles and how best financial literacy can be understood. And there could be Pro-Vice Chancellor, no better institution than Amity as the business school that should be very seriously considering financial literacy in a very deeper sense for these purposes, because this is the generation that has to look at it. For the women in the audience, I hope that also you would look at the need for the young women of India in particular to battle and to understand very well with issues of law. What are the legal frameworks that scaffold their lives? We do always women in law workshops for our students. We give them life skill workshops, and we give experiential learning through real life problems, and we also look at entrepreneurship. And with that said, it brings me down to one of my favorite projects at the moment, which in fact is allowing us to look at higher learning in a very different perspective, and this is the D.S. Kothari Center for Research and Innovation in Science Education, with which we are able to give state-of-art science laboratory facilities to our students, but also mentorship programs, and engage undergraduate students in research. And I hope that this research and extramural activities would allow them early enough in life to engage with professional tools, engage with professional scientists, and also thereby give scope for their creativity. So in interest of time and your program, I would like to simply say that I wish this particular gathering of young students immense success. And I think that the only way you can get to it is that you need to sit back, you need to challenge established norms, you need to challenge stereotypes, and you need to build an identity, a powerful identity that is consistent in thought and in action. And always do walk your talk. Thank you.